Let's get into this. Let's get into this. When I tell you the way I ran home from the gym so that I could talk about this topic, as you see, first of all, the title of this video is When Your Success Becomes Everyone's Obligation. When your success becomes everyone's obligation. So what inspired this video is the situation that's happening with rapper Glorilla. She's been dropping hit after hit for like the past 2 years. I think she just like really got on and blew up with her music, and just have a remarkable career. She's a Memphis rapper, and a story came out where she has, I believe it's 10 siblings, and one of the siblings went on Facebook, and it went viral actually, to say that Glorilla does not support the family financially in reference to the other siblings and the mother and father, and that ever since Glorilla got on, she's been distant. And this happened on Tuesday. She talked about this on Tuesday. I'm referencing the rollingout.com article as well. And Glorilla's sister alleged that despite Glorilla's success with hits like TGIF, Yeah Glow, and Wannabe, that their family continues to struggle while the rapper enjoys fame and fortune. The sister is claiming that their family continues to struggle while the rapper enjoys fame and fortune. The sister also claimed that the mother still works at FedEx, and that the father, Glorilla's father, had to borrow $100 from their mom. And the sister said that she had to personally contribute $1,800 to help the mother pay rent because Glorilla had blocked their mom's contact. So the sister is alleging that I guess there's some no contact going on between Glow and certain members of the family. So this went viral on Facebook, and then it picked up to other social medias. It started going viral on TikTok. Then the sister, when it comes to gossip, the media is going to eat it up, and it's a slow news day. So Glorilla's sister, ended up on TMZ as well. And TMZ basically asked the sister, does she feel that Glorilla is obligated to take care of the family? And the sister said yes, that Glorilla is obligated to take care of the family because she has success and money. And because of that, Glorilla needs to give up the money. Apparently the sister was asking for $2,500, if I'm not mistaken, and she wanted each member of the family to get $2,500 a year. It was just some kind of demands, and that the sister was saying that Glorilla owes the family because she is successful. So I don't want to talk about this as gossip. I just really think there's so much we can learn from this, especially if you are a creative. If you are a creative, if you do music, if you're in the arts, if you're positioning yourself to eventually have, be successful, be in the public eye, to have wealth, to have, fame, to have a platform. This is what you can expect once success enters the picture. This is something you should expect once success enters the picture, and you should expect it so you know how to handle this when it happens. Right? It's to the point now the sister went to the media to try to tarnish Glorilla's name and paint Glorilla in a bad light, like she's selfish and she doesn't care about the family. Let me just say this, first of all. When I heard this story, first of all, I know there's always two sides to a story, but knowing what I know about Glorilla, she's a Leo woman. She is a Leo woman, and I am a Leo woman. I love being a Leo woman. Leos are the best, and I know how we are wired. And if a Leo does not mess with you anymore, if a Leo cuts you off, if a Leo distances themselves from you, they have a good reason why. Because let me tell you why. Because Leos, we're so compassionate, we're so forgiving. We stay in situations sometimes, to our own demise. We stay in some situations longer than we should because we offer grace. We offer grace. I'm telling you, we give windows of grace for people to change, even when they do us wrong and they talk about us and they treat us bad, and even when they don't believe in us, we stick around because we're hoping that maybe they'll change. Maybe if we're kind to them and we show love, that they'll change. But then there comes a point when that Leo wakes up, baby. When that Leo wakes up, it's like in an instance, you are nothing to them. You are nothing to them. You are blocked, and they will go on with their life like you never existed. And when you get to that point with the Leo, that is the point of no return. You can hang it up. You can just hang it up and go on with your life, because once a Leo is done, because it took many situation steps to get to that point where the Leo just looked back over the evidence and the patterns, and they made a decision to move forward. And then not only that, but now that Glorilla has a platform and she's successful, she has to move in a totally different way. So I don't even know if this is true. Do I want to get into that? Well, let me just throw this out there since I'm on that train. I don't know if this is true. Well, let's just say allegedly, because I don't know who's listening. And so allegedly in the past, that's the sister that's out in the media about Glorilla, they had some rough situations. So apparently the sister was violent towards Glorilla, pulling out weapons on Glorilla, putting her life in danger. So we don't know the full story of what happened, but just know something happened to where Glorilla wised up and separated herself. And especially when you have fame and success, you have to move a certain way. And they're from Memphis. Memphis is, if you know anything about it, Memphis, baby, people will take you out. People will take you out due to jealousy, due to feeling like you're obligated to help them. They feel a certain way because they wanted your spot. They feel like they should have been where you are. So exactly what is an obligation? Because the sister is over here saying that Glow is obligated to help the family, right? So an obligation, it implies a duty owed. It's usually based on a prior sacrifice, an investment, some kind of agreement, shared risk. But, obligation usually comes from contribution, not proximity. Obligation usually comes from contribution, not proximity. And I was thinking about this. I was like, what would I have done if I was, if I was Glow, and I was thinking about my position if I was Glow and my position if I was the sister. Now I can see if the sister came out and framed it that the family, like they always put their money together to help Glow go to the studio and record, and they would invest in Glow getting her hair done and her outfits done for her performances, and they helped her pay for her music videos, and they really invested in her to help her career take off. I could kind of see where they feel like, kind of left out in the cold. I could kind of see that because, there was an investment there. But just because someone has proximity, that does not mean they're obligated. Proximity does not mean obligation. Again, we don't know what happened in that home. And from what I'm told, how they grew up wasn't even the best. I believe I read somewhere that Glow didn't get a real bed until she blew up. Like, she didn't know what a real bed was until she blew up. Like, think about that. So I can only imagine what happened in that household. But the thing is, I don't even have to know all the details to see what I see. And I want you to think about this. If you're creative, like I said, you're going to run into this situation, and you have to make a decision when to offer help and when not to offer help. That's going to be a main thing in your life. You're going to have resources. You have to know when to offer help. If something is really help, or are you making a situation worse by offering help? And you really have to evaluate how you move, especially when you have resources and a platform. So that's what I'm saying. There's a difference between people who contributed versus entitlement. That is so very important. There's a difference between contribution versus entitlement. Like, the difference is this: the people who showed up early, people who invested time, money, and belief. Like I said earlier, was the family investing in studio time? When Glorilla was wanting to quit, not knowing if her dreams will come true, were they there encouraging her? Like, nah, let's get in the studio. Let me see what I can do. Let me reach out. Let me help you with your marketing. Do you want me to pass out flyers? Like, what do you need me to do? People who tolerated you, uncertainty with you, right? That, people who tolerated the uncertainty with you. That's what I meant to say. People who tolerated uncertainty with you. Like, those are the people that, in my mind, like, I would probably help. Like, the people who were there early and they saw the vision early and they were loyal, versus people who were uninterested, dismissive, absent, people who only showed up after visibility. Let me tell you, I do music, so I totally get where Glorilla is. And I remember times I would send my music to people. I would post my music in groups. I would give people my CDs, and they didn't even listen to the music. People in my family, I would give them my music. They didn't even listen to it. They didn't even like it. They didn't even repost it. They didn't even reshare it. And it just showed me they didn't believe in me. They didn't believe in my music. And then years later, when I started getting a little traction, that's when they try to show up and act like they've been there and they just been supporting me this whole time. No, you don't reward those people. People who did not believe in you and doubted you. No, you don't do that. You're going against yourself. And I don't care about this religious stuff. Oh, forgive, do unto people and be kind, all that gibberish. No, because you're rewarding bad behavior. You're rewarding bad behavior. You couldn't even listen to a 3-minute song, and then here you are trying to ask me for $2,500. Get out of my face. No, you have to have a backbone with this stuff, because people will take advantage of you. And as we see, how many stories have you heard of people taking care of celebrities, taking care of their family, only to lose money and go bankrupt? And then they went back to the family for help, and the family, they were ghosts, nowhere to be found. They were speaking another language. They didn't know what was going on. You couldn't even find them. They couldn't even buy you a meal. That's how broke you got, because you were helping them in their issues and buying them cars and buying them houses. And then when that money dried up for you, and shows slowed down and opportunities slowed down. We even saw with COVID how just little situations can just change your financial status, because a lot of people, and this is the thing, a lot of celebrities, people think that because someone is a celebrity and they have a platform that they just have all this money. That's not necessarily true. A lot of celebrities live paycheck to paycheck as well. Just because you have more money, because typically when people have more money, they increase their expenses. Normally, when you have more money, it's natural for you to increase your expenses. You're gonna live somewhere better. Certain places you can't go anymore, so you have to spend more money to be in better environments that support the new celebrity that you have. Right? You have to pay a team. You have to pay your record label. You have to pay, all the people that play a part in your success. You have to pay the people on tour. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay your lawyers. So there's this assumption that celebrities have all this money. Celebrities just know how to get the right things to make them appear a certain way. Buy a necklace here. Always have your hair done. And just the maintenance of being a woman alone. Let's talk about that. Because Glo always got her hair done, her makeup done. She has someone doing that for her. So she's paying for her glam. She has a glam team, wardrobe. Come on. She got her teeth fixed. They look so good. Shout out to, I know the doctor who did her teeth. Shout out to her doctor who did her teeth. She said she spent $25K on her teeth. Like, she's working on herself. She got a personal trainer. So there's this assumption that because you live a certain way that you have all this money, this discretionary money to spend on other people, and people feel they're obligated because they're like, well, if you can buy yourself a car, then you should be able to buy me a car. And I believe the sister, she even made Glorilla's sister made a comment that she was embarrassed at the club because people would be like, oh, you're Glorilla's sister. And then she'd be like, yeah, that's Glorilla's my sister. And then the sister would walk out of the club and get into I forgot the brand of the car, Chevy. Like she was embarrassed because I guess she assumed that people think like your sister's a superstar, that you should be driving a Benz, a Mercedes truck and all of this. But no. And this is where you have to look at contribution versus entitlement. And I'm going to make this into 2 parts because I already know this is going to get longer. So I'm going to cut this video and then we're going to go to a part 2.